Today is Saturday, November 3rd, and we haven't had any updates of our portable chicken coop, but we thought we'd show you where we're at this time. Dan is about to harvest the eggs from our full-grown hens. They're in the corner. They have a little niche, just an old plastic basket inverted on some cinder blocks, and they all seem very content to go in the little corner and lay. You see one of the Buff Orpingtons here on the new perch. Dan put that in, let's see, about a week ago, and they really love to all cluster together and take in the views. So today is moving day, so that's what we're up to. Dan's removing the water bottles first and foremost, and then from there we're just going to slide the chicken coop just to the south. We're having our chickens do our lawn mowing for us, and progressively 10-foot patches are mowed down thoroughly. As I'm standing here, the chickens are kind of pecking at my buttons on my dress. I think they're bright shiny objects and they just like them. So let me get outside and watch Dan move. And so here we go. Sweetheart, do you have to move the perch first?
Yeah, I'm going to do that, but I don't want the chickens to get out.
Okay, so the perch is,
stand by the door at that way.
the perch is somewhat large, so whoa, 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 whoa,
Yeah.
whoa, whoa, whoa. Almost had an
Do you want to just stand by the...
escapee hen.
Okay, do you want to... You can go out the door, and then I can go...
And that was the food bin. Uh-oh, they're all aflutter. Doesn't take much to get them aflutter. So the perch came out. They're right there. Got to close the door. They like to follow. And so that was a little exciting. We have the eggs right here. There were only 6 at this time. They seem to be laying approximately 8 per day. Whoa, whoa.
Yeah, fine.
Again, we're concerned about them making the great chicken getaway. And so Dan has to get everything out. That just means the perch and the blocks at this time. You can see how nice the grass has been mowed down. And then Dan will just, as it were, do the push and pull slide method of moving. Yesterday we bought some heavy duty tarps, 12 feet by 16 feet, just in case we have a cold winter, just in case we have to protect the chickens from snow or sleet and rain. So we have that prepared, and then we could just drape the chicken coop with the heavyweight tarps and then remove it during the day. So fortunately here it always warms up nicely even in the winter to a certain degree. So here's Dan doing the push and pull, and we'll just kind of slide over here. We're not ready to put them in the garden, the chicken coop as it were, in the garden. And so we'll do that when it gets really cold. The garden. Her little feet got caught, honey.
Yeah, I saw that.
Okay, that's the danger part of moving the chickens. One little chicken caught its little toe. So here's Dan pulling and pushing. Right here you can see the patch where they were, nicely mowed down. You couldn't do a better job with a lawnmower, or sheep or goats, I suspect. So this is their new patch. And then we leave the little basket there in the corner tied up, so we can just have that little niche area for their eggs. And so again, they have fresh grass, very clean, and so they can lay their eggs in soft, uncut grass, and which they seem to like. And I also think that it's nice for warmth and just a nice clean habitat. And so there Dan is not quite. You want to move the perch back in?
Yeah, move that.
Dad's going to move the perch back in. There's Noir. We still haven't harvested all the amaranth. You can see it in the background. We're going to work on that in the not too distant future. And here comes the perch. Whoa. It's really nice. Not only is it more aesthetically pleasing than what we had previously, but the chickens definitely like grabbing on to the bark and just hanging out when you don't have too much excitement. We are going to give them some fresh green cuttings from last night's supper. And
oh, where are they at? Over there?
yeah, they're on the side, sweetheart, which they always really like. Their favorite is melon, but I think this batch has apple cores and carrot peels, cucumbers, which they also like. I think anything fresh is more appealing than the chicken Layena pellets that you know, we have to buy at the feed store. So right now I'm sure Dan has to fill up their bin, their food bin, and then we fill up their water bottles, and then the move is done. So let's just take a look around the yard. You can see the leaves are turning yellow, and we still haven't decided what to do about the patio. We had someone come out to take measurements to redo the patio for hopefully a summer wedding gathering reception for Jose and Meredith and Brian and Lauren. But Pete had suggested bricks, which would be very nice, but we still haven't decided about that. Again, the amaranth, I know it looks somewhat tumbled over, but the seed pods are still intact, and so we're going to be harvesting them. And what we've done so far is grind them and turn them into something equivalent to atole, which would be ground roasted cornmeal, and it was quite flavorful, or just sprinkling it on salads or yogurt, just for added nutritional value. So let's see, Dan's working on the chicken feed, and then the chickens, let's just take a look what they're doing here. They are just scavenging through the peelings, kind of always enjoying the new surroundings. I think this is also a side benefit of our portable chicken coop, is that I think it doesn't take much to entertain a chicken. So having a new habitat every week with fresh grass, they really seem to enjoy that. So that's what they're foraging around, kind of scratching at the peels. So here comes Dan with a whole new full container of pellets, and that's what really sustains them. Apparently they add extra vitamins and protein, so the eggshells are nice and hard, and so you kind of need that. Can't just give them the peeling, I guess, that we give them. So now Dan is, oh, this is all for the chicken feed. He's just putting the block on, the brick. Otherwise the chickens tend to knock off the lid and dance in their food, which is not ideal. And so let's see, here comes Dan. He's putting the bricks back just to make it kind of a walled-in lane area for the hens. I had replaced 2 of the bricks Dan had because it looked kind of leaning toward our flavella arrangement, and then Dan readjusted them because he was afraid the chickens were going to knock the brick that I had put over and kill themselves, which we wouldn't want to happen. And I had thought about it, but I thought, no, they wouldn't do that. But Dan thought, yeah, they would. So he just kind of lowered the brick so they wouldn't topple it on themselves. They aren't the brightest, but they're cute and fun, and we like them. We definitely have some of them that really like to hang out with us when we're inside. Unfortunately, we take care of them every day, but they would like for us to spend more time with them, which at this point in time is not real feasible. So there you have it. On an autumn day, we'll be gaining an hour tomorrow morning, and which will be nice. We can always use an hour. So until then, let's see. Dan, you're filling up the water bottles now? Dan's going to go fill up the water bottles. There's Noir. Noir always likes to keep a close eye on the chicken action. Noir never bothers the chickens. Noir is a good cat. And so there you have it on November 3rd, 2012. Everyone take care.